Welcome to the Let's Talk Show Live and the Cllr Community Radio Station. The Cllr Community Radio Station is all about keeping the community connected. It's your girl Blaze, and today I want to talk to you about a very tragic incident that happened on Friday the 13th. Much of you will know the very well presented Ankh Wellbeing Centre in Willesden High Road. Unfortunately, that shop caught on fire. It's a complete tragedy, not just to the family, to Ivy and everyone who works in the shop, but actually to the community. What we're going to be doing is meeting with Ivy. She's relatively well, I've spoken to her, she's relatively well, all things considered, and we're going to be, I guess, gathering around her as a community, showing her some community support. She wants you all to know that she's received all of your messages. She's extremely overwhelmed. She can't respond to all of you, but she wants you to know that she's received your messages, and we're going to be arranging a community meeting for us to have a conversation with Ivy, checking that she's okay, and find out what the next steps are. So stay tuned in. It's your girl Blaze, and I'm out.
Hi, beautiful family. Yes, it's me again, Sister Ivy. I am, again, telling you where I am. I'm at the Ankh Wellbeing Centre in Willesden High Road, and it's been a long time. I haven't connected with you. So today is the day where I say hi. It's been a while, and it's really good to connect with you all again. So today I want to show you around the shop, because we always got beautiful things in our shop. Always trying to let you know we are here for you, and unless you come here you can't be well. You know, you've got to come to one of these health and well-being shops wherever we are, so that you can get your supplies.
Greetings, it's your girl Blaze. I'm down at the Ankh Wellbeing Centre in High Road, Willesden, with Ivy, the proprietor.
Okay, Ankh Wellbeing Centre has been here in Willesden for the last 4 to 5 years, but we've been in existence for over 33 years. I'm just truly devastated at what I've come here to see today. Everything is just a mess, just all over the place. You know, I'm really here today to just appeal to everyone that, you know, if there's any way that you can help to support any initiative to do with rebuilding this shop that I've spent my whole life building. You know, throughout all my children's life I've been working doing this, and I'm just so gutted and devastated at, you know, the loss.
Ivy, just very briefly for those that don't know, just in short, what actually happened?
I was hitting the shop serving customers, and a fire developed in the back room. We tried to put it out. Then the smoke was just too much. We rushed out of the building, and the fire ambulance was called. I was 27 when I started this. I'm 61.
Wow.
But you know what I mean? This is all my life. All my children have grown up in this building. My grandson works with me. My son works with me. My daughter works with me. Everybody works with me to try and just support me. It was challenging trying to keep it all up. But, you know, when you know you're in service and you're here to do for the community, you push yourself above and beyond to do whatever you can do to help people, and sometimes even neglecting your own self. So, you know, I just give thanks.
So Ivy, this has definitely had an impact on you and the community. And what we're saying is at the Ankh Wellbeing Centre, Ivy, her family and the community, we need your support, and we're asking you to come together and offer that support. It's your girl Blaze, and I'm out.
I want to start, of course, by giving thanks to the Creator, to our ancestors. Without all of this, none is possible. Without all of this and them, I am not possible. Without all of this and them, we don't get to experience what has been created for us over the last 33 years. So I first met Ivy, I think probably, might be 30 years, maybe a bit less than that, but that was a time when I was thinking about how much things, our community wishes and support. She was unable to make it today, although that was her original plan. So the Ankh Wellbeing Centre is, as I see it, it's a community and not just a one space. And I really want to thank all of you that have come out this evening to kind of find out how you can help, or maybe just to find out what happened. And any which way you can help will be appreciated. So I was at home, and WhatsApp's a great thing, and messages come around, and someone posted an image, and instantly my first thought was to scream. And then I thought, I don't know if that's happening now, soon, what's happening. But I can't even put into words really what I felt when I found out what had happened. But my first thing was to get down here. And so even in this time, at this moment, I'm not really sure what the...
Well, I want to send greetings to each and every one of you who made the effort to come out here today to support me in this tragic time. I want to thank everybody who's here today, because all these faces I know and I recognise them, whether they're your customers, whether your suppliers. I give thanks to you all. I want to give thanks first and foremost to my ancestors and to the Almighty Creator that I'm even able to be here today, because it would have been really different. If anybody knows the Ankh Wellbeing Centre, you know there's one way in, there's one way out. There's no window, there's no back door, there's nothing. So if that fire had started at the other side of the building, me and all who was in there, we would have perished. There's no doubt about it. We just have to give thanks that, we acted quickly. We acted quickly and give thanks to this sister. I give my life to this sister, for how she just bounced into action. I've never seen anything like it. I was running up and down the shop panicking, and she was just like, "Get that fire extinguisher, get it out!" Just action. And there was others who was in the shop. Men were just frozen, just absolutely frozen. Even though I was saying, "Oh my God, there's a fire!" We don't really ever know when we're faced with something like this how we're going to react. We think we know how we're going to react, but we don't know. Anyway, I give thanks. I give thanks to the ancestors. I give thanks that I'm actually here. I give thanks that my children still have their mother. I give thanks. I give thanks. All the neighbours, all the people who rushed in with their fire extinguishers, with whatever they did on the day. I give thanks for all the helpers. I give thanks to Patricia and Vanessa who've just been my rock, because I know this wouldn't have happened if it hadn't have been for them. I give thanks to all the community activists, all those who's donated to the GoFundMe. I just give thanks. I wanted to get that bit. Just everybody know I'm really appreciating all the support that's been given. The fire. I've got a load of notes here. Yeah, it might take a little bit of time, but bear with me. The fire, the night before the fire was Friday the 13th. The night before the fire, we were in the shop, me and my sister at the back here, and we worked together on a Thursday. We normally work till about 8 o'clock. We just about had a really busy day bagging up herbs and labelling up herbs, what we normally do every day. And the lights went out. And we were like looking at each other like, gosh, you see, that's why we need to have candles. And all right, let's get our lights, let's get our phones on. Called the electrician. The electrician said, yeah, okay, I'm going to be on my way. Within 10 minutes, the electrician was there. He checked out the place and said, it's not coming from in here, it's coming from outside. Said, you need to contact the power grid, or National Power Grid. So we did that. We were in communication with them for another 2 hours. We literally sat in the shop in the dark, just chatting. By maybe about 10 o'clock, the lights flashed and the lights came on. We maybe sat there for another half an hour. We got up and we left. As far as we were concerned, power was restored, everything was normal. When I came in on the Friday morning, I'm in a really good mood, I was as well. And switched the lights as normal, Then went to put on all the other things, and I noticed there was no sockets were working, so I had no till, I had no Wi-Fi, I had nothing. I called the electrician again, said there's a problem. He said, okay, give me an hour, I'm going to be there. In the interim of all that, this sister came, Tyrone, the Shungite man came, and another customer. We were all in the shop, everybody's getting their little bits and pieces. I went to the back to pick up something from the back room, and I looked in the back room and I could see the back room was orange. I couldn't really explain why it was that colour. I just pushed the door and I said, oh my God, there's a fire. The fire was up in the air, like behind some tiles like this. We tried, we got as I said, got the fire extinguishers, tried to put it out. We more or less did get the fire out, but because of the tiles were flammable, it just kept igniting in other places. So eventually the whole electricity of the building went out. The place was being engulfed with smoke. So we just left the building, just in shock. Like, didn't get a chance to grab nothing, just ran out the door. And that's as far as I can tell you about what happened with the fire. The damage to the building is terrible. It's like nothing I've ever seen. I've never been in a fire. So to me, it's just very, very traumatic because the back of the shop is gone. There's no back room, there's no storeroom, there's no nothing. It's just like a burnt out shell. Goods in the shop. I wasn't insured. Yeah, so that's like the first question on everybody's mind. Was it insured? Was it insured? Was it insured? The building was insured. You know, when you're running a business and you're running that business on your own, you have cash flow. When business is slow, whichever way possible, you have to pay your rent, you have to pay your suppliers, you have to pay your staff, you still have to buy stock to put into the shop. It is challenging. Don't let anybody fool you to think that running a business is no easy thing. Because when everybody's resting, we're still working. Whether it's my children doing share butter, whether it's my son doing the website, it's just a mighty task, and it was a mighty task. Right, so no insurance. You know, give thanks. I always say in this situation, life over everything. I'm here. To me, that's the most important thing. I started my business from nothing. I started from nothing. I never got no donation, no government funding, no nothing. The thing that really helped me in my life was my family. It's my niece sitting there, her dad. She's my foundation when it comes to business, because he really set the trend. When black people had businesses, my brother was on it back in the 90s. You know, he started off his business rough and rass, and it was just like a business for people, black people, fashion. In Shepherd Bush Market, we transitioned from rough and rass into something a bit more conscious, so we bought into JED. The JED means the foundation, that's what it means. So from that foundation came everything, books, DVDs, jewellery, clothes, Marion Dino. We've been running selling Marion Dino for about 30 years. Long time. We knew Professor Sally, we knew the dad. So just show you, long time we've been around. When we were around, there was very, very few businesses. Maybe, you know, we've seen many come, many go. Marifa, Grassroots, you know, Mama Africa Culture Shop. We've seen many come and we're still there. So we really give thanks for their whole experience. When it coming back to the fire, salvaging what remains I can, that's all I can do. You know, take my stuff out of there. It's a mess. Most things are destroyed. It's just what it is. You know, it's just what it is. When you don't have insurance, it's just what it is. When you've had to struggle to do business, you know, it's not the end of the world. You have your life. You could build again if that's what you want to do. When I started in this business, I was just 27 years old. I'm 61. Coming up. These two children, I have 3 children. I have one son who's 33, and then I have these 2. Yeah, these children have only known me doing what I've done. They've had their whole life watching me from baby, 6 months, 1.5. They were out with me on the bus going to Ealing, Grove Glade shopping hall. That was my first shop. And I'd done that until they went to school when they were like 5, and it was just like a little box of a shop, but I did it, and it was to prove can be done. From there, I went back working with my brother, helping my brother to get his business up. And then I said, you know, I've got these children, I can't really be working in the market with these children. So I said, let's get a shop. Let's get a shop. If you get a shop, I'll help you to manage it. Then we got Adelaide Grove. And Adelaide Grove, I'm sure many of you at some point may have known of Adelaide Grove. I just want to go back just 1 minute. The biggest loss I've ever had in my life, why this, I can deal with this, I can deal with this. I'm strong. And what makes me strong is because I've dealt with loss before. I emigrated from this country when I was 27, and I went to live in Montserrat with my first child. So I was 7.5 months pregnant. And I lived in Montserrat for 5 years. I left this country, sold my things, left, went to live in Montserrat. And after 4 or 5 years of being there, a volcano exploded and mashed up everything. We had to leave our home, evacuate. I literally left Montserrat with a little rucksack bag and my little 4-year-old. I know what it's like. I saw my mother lose her home that she worked all her life for. I saw my father lose his home. They lost, through stress, eventually lost their lives. So I know about loss, and I know it taught me some great lessons about building my foundation on the rock. Don't put your trust in things. Things can always be bought back. But you know what I mean? It's just things. So that's how I feel about the loss of the shop. It's just things. They can be bought back. How has it impacted my life? It's like starting from nothing. That's what I said. That's where I am right now. You know, I look back and I think what we've offered to the community over 33 years has been immense. From the JED, Rough and Ras, Ankh Wellbeing Centre, my emotion events. We did 14 events in 3 years, trying to bring the community together, just doing things to try and uplift, try and spread awareness. So, when I think of, you know, the things that we did in Adelaide Grove, from the Saturday school lectures, demonstrations, presentations, book launches, and, you know, throughout all of that, you know, great people came through our doors. Great people came and supported us, and that I give thanks for. So I just wanted, just because, in case none of you don't know, just to show you how great our legacy, because nobody needs to tell me, oh, Ivy, you done well, or your family done well. I can testify that we've done great. So I just want to tell you, some of you may know, some you may not know, but these are people who supported Ankh Wellbeing Centre over the 33 years, okay? Some come from abroad, some come from here. So you may know the great Professor James Small. Yes. You may know Dr. Charles Finch. You may know Layla Africa. Numerous occasions Layla Africa came to Ankh Wellbeing Centre. Queen Afua and her sons. Andrew Mohammed, Robin Walker, Red Pill, Blue Pill, you see them all up and down TikTok. 19 Keys, who's blowing it off. These are all people who've come into our shop. The Queen of Congo, KRS-One, Dr. Mumbi, Katie Arch Degree, Stephen Sally, Ray Bowen, Les Henry, Toyin Akbetu, Dr. Sandra Richard, Hall Grant, Alaka Bulan, Maccabee, Ras Sherby, Ras Blue of the Rastafari Organization, Nubian Jack, Mama Nasira, Leah Samuels, and if you know where Ankh Wellbeing Centre Adelaide Grove was, it wasn't on no main road. It was tucked away in between houses on some back road. The fact is, we brought people there. We brought people there from all over the world, and we really give thanks for that experience. We give thanks as a family to know that, you know, wow, whatever we created was beneficial to the community. And you know, yes, it's sad that it has to come to the point of fire. But if you know anything about numbers, you know anything about numerology, you'll know that 33 is a very powerful number. That's why we have 30-degree Masons. And you'll know that 33 degrees is a very, very powerful number. It's almost completion. I thought I'd just add that there. Okay, the future. The future, the future. Okay, I've been speaking just before I came here to this meeting to the insurer. The man who's taking care. The great thing is, insurance has accepted liability, so that's great news. So that means the shop can be built back. Ankh Wellbeing Centre. Why is it called Ankh Wellbeing Centre, not Ankh Wellbeing Shop? First of all, Ankh means African Natural Connection to Health. The K meaning connection. What is Ankh Wellbeing Centre? Why is it even called Ankh Wellbeing Centre? Because that's what it's meant to be. It's not meant to just be a shop selling products to people. It was never meant to be that. A centre is a place where you can have a shop, but it's also supposed to be offering lots of other services, because when we look at our community in this time, we can see that whatever we do as individuals, it never really seems enough. We feel like we're carrying the load, that as a community we don't really come together to really help each other. And we're all experiencing death within all of our families. We're seeing people pass away, people with stroke, especially since COVID. So much pain, so much suffering. A lot of those people end up right in our shop because they're looking for peace, they're looking for comfort, they're looking for someone with compassion. There's only so much we as individuals can do to give them what they really need. So when it comes to what is the future of Ankh Wellbeing Centre, now, me, personally, it's because I've never been the sort of person to accept money, just like take money from people to do things. I feel, I must admit, it didn't sit very comfortably with me. It's like, no, you've got to get the building up, you've got to get this place back. And I thought, you know, I had to really do some deep soul searching to say that if Ankh Wellbeing Centre came back for the future, I'm not going to be the one doing it, because I feel like now is the time the baton needs to be passed on to others. The community need to take responsibility for their own health. The community needs to take care of the community. And to me, that's what really is resonating with me. The future of the community is in the hands of the community. And if we don't come together, those who have skills, those who have buildings, those who have funding, those who know how to get funding, those who know how to fundraise, I can't do it. I can't do it, and I have to be honest. As much as I have the passion, I can't do it. I just can't. I just know it's time, Ivy, you need to pass the baton on to some younger recruits. We have a whole world of young people out there who are into natural health. They're making products at their home. They're healing their families. I'll be honest with you, our most customers that come for our door are young people. They're young people. They want to get on this health journey. They want to be well. They want to be alkaline. They want to follow Yaki and Dr. Sabi and alkaline and all of this. They are ready for the change. They are healing their families. They come and they get their herbs. They take those herbs home and they're healing their families. So it tells me already the youths are interested. Yeah. And I think if I'm going to be taking money in a GoFundMe for Ankh Wellbeing Centre, it's got to be for the community, by the community. It's not going to be Ivy doing it. I'll support it. I'll support it in every way. I'll even help to set it up, but I can't take the responsibility of doing this. So my appeal today to everyone is not that I'm not here, this GoFundMe is not here because I want your money. It's definitely not that. And it's really about, why don't we use the money that is raised to help the community to find a space where we can have massage therapists, where we can have counsellors, where we can have a place with food, where we can have a place where people are taught how to cook, where we don't just keep going to endless funerals and we're still eating the same food that's killing us. There needs to be a real education to the people, or else all we're doing as these shops who are health shops is we're just selling almost a dream to people. Because if you're not willing to take the people through the journeys of natural health, that means you're going to show them how to cook, you're going to teach them about diet, exercise, lifestyle. Unless you're going to do that, you're just not really doing what you need to do. And no one person can take that on. That takes a community. And within our community we have all these skills. We have all these skills that, there's no point keep talking about, we ain't got no centre, we ain't got no building, and we ain't got no this. Polish got their building, Somalian got their building, Ethiopian got their building, Irish got their building. And I am so weary of just seeing black people broken down, walking on the street, homeless, mental health, drug affected. We're the ones that have to help them. We're the ones that have to give them some kind of comfort to say it's okay, things will be well, but really we can't do nothing. We can only do it if it's a collective community effort. So that's my message here today. It's about partnerships, it's about health and well-being part, it's about pulling the community together to really sit down and work out how could this happen and how can we make this tragedy, what might seem like a tragedy, maybe it's just a mark for something new, that we can really help each other. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Well, put your hands together for Ivy and I've got to tell you, I've experienced some powerful individuals, just some experiences I sometimes can't put into words, and I experienced that just now in Ivy, recounting what was such a traumatic experience and standing and actually saying, I need help, because sometimes we don't do the I need help. We're so used to the struggle, and guess what? The struggle is not over. The struggle is real. And when you're on Liberation Road, sometimes you just want to come off because you're tired. But for Ivy to say that she still wants to stand, but she wants us to stand together, because we know together we are stronger. And I would just love for this community to really come together and make that difference. So another young, I just call her a young warrior queen because I think she never ages, but she has grown-up children, and she is a grown-up, but I love her as if she was 5. I want you now to help me welcome Vanessa, because as soon as I said I wanted to do something, one of the first calls I got was from Vanessa saying, how can I help and how can I join forces with you? And when people can take time to not think about themselves, because as human beings, I tell you, I studied psychology and psychotherapy, we got some interest in human behaviour, like people that was trying to bust through the rope that was cornered off while the fire was going on, saying they had something to do. Well, maybe you could just die because we don't know what's happened, but they just wanted to go ahead. And then people that ask questions, that's going to make no difference even when you give them the answer. But when you get someone who says, I just want to help, and this is what I want to do, that's what I'm talking about. So can you put your hands together now? Welcome, Vanessa.
Good evening, everybody. I promise you I'm not 12.
I was wondering that before.
I'm really not. Ivy mentioned the shop in Shepherd's Bush, and ironically I remember going into that shop when I was at high school. So even then, even though I didn't know Sister Ivy, that was the first connection. I'm not going to speak for too long because I think Sister Ivy has put it perfectly. This is a community initiative now. I've seen, as I'm sure many of you have, certain communities build synagogues, temples, mosques. It's not about going to banks or anything else. The community pulls together because it's something they believe they need. Now this is something I believe the community needs. Patricia believes the community needs. Ivy believes the community needs. Do you believe the community needs it? Because that's what it's about. I think people get a little bit too judgmental when they talk about the ifs and the whys and why didn't you do this and why didn't you do that. But when we make choices every day in our lives, there's things that we can do, but we choose not to because we're trying to hold on to as much money as we can. So judgment can be one of those things that's not very helpful in a situation like this. I think doing the GoFundMe, and I understand Sister Ivy's point, she doesn't feel, like she should be appealing to the community. And to be fair, it's not really her, I'm like, we have to do it. Because if we can't help our own, what use are we? Why do we keep putting out the begging bowl for other people to help us? When are we going to take, that baton and say, no, it's our time? So the GoFundMe page is there. It's not to force anybody to donate. If you feel you want to help, and this is a physical way you can help, then please do so. If you can't, there's no judgment here. I did it because I want people to feel that they can help if they want to help, if they don't feel like they can necessarily plaster a wall, or they can't offer a service, they can't massage. They can put in a little £5 and help us get this journey going. So please keep that in your mind, and that's me.
So that's Vanessa, and Vanessa's not just coming from a place of, I just feel like I want to do something. She's coming from someone who is a business owner herself, who knows the struggle. She's also someone who's helped in a very similar situation. So you're talking to somebody who's got a very giving heart, but somebody who also has some experience. Okay, so I'm just thinking, having heard what you've heard, I've spent the last year, and some of the events I've held here, I've probably done about 20 plus health events, and those events have actually been, most of them specifically targeted at the African Caribbean community, because there is a need. And I hear people talking about not being understood by some of the professionals because there's a cultural understanding. And so when we get help from people that understand us culturally, then that makes a difference. And so I would love to see the outcome of all of those events that I've done last year, and I'm going to be doing some more this year, that it is that we help each other. So having heard what you've heard today so far, does anybody have any comments? Are there any comments from the floor? Okay.
It's well known that in order to have success, it has to begin in the mind, as Mark Garvey would say, success begins in the mind. So I think it's important to have an image of what that success could look like, and also to see, I'm sure there must be some kind of blueprint of what we can build upon and follow, because we can't just, and I'm not saying that that's what's being said or implied, but we can't just move forward without a plan. So I'm thinking, if I've heard you correctly, although you've spoken, is that the community come together to devise some kind of plan so that we can move forward. And I'm thinking that, dare I say it, but I'm going to say it, maybe the fire was a blessing in disguise. The fact that it happened on Friday the 13th, was it an unlucky day because there was much luck or success, in terms of either being able to deliver a certain message and people coming together. So maybe the fact that those who are here, maybe there's something beautiful and successful out of that would have never happened for Friday the 13th. So we can put a spin on it.
Thank you. So let me just respond. I'm going to come to you, Ben. Just to say that today isn't about us having a plan. So you're right, we don't have a plan. Today is because we have to start. We have to start somewhere, and the message that we're giving today is about a community. So it's not about an individual or an individual space. I think you probably heard Ivy talk about that. So that really is. This is the beginning today, and we know that it's Kwanzaa and Christmas and all other things that people celebrate, and so it's a difficult and busy time. So we're not going to leave here today with a plan. It was just so that people could kind of have an opportunity to see Ivy and see that how she is, and have a conversation to kind of find out what happened. So there is going to be a point where people might have some ideas, some suggestions. You may know of a place, you're talking about Blueprint, you may know of something, or you might just have some ideas, and it's fine for us to kind of just throw these ideas around and to have a conversation. So thank you for your comment. Bianca, did you want to respond, or was there something you wanted to
respond and add a few more comments as well. I feel as if in regards to your question in regards to blueprint, I feel like it's already been laid. An example, Ankh Wellbeing Centre is the example of what we should be doing, and it has been that example for 33 years. This is before I was a full Sister Ivy has laid the blueprint. She's put the foundation there. It's for my generation and even younger to carry it forward. And I know for a fact that I was put in Ankh Wellbeing Centre that day by my ancestors. There's no if, buts and maybes, because me and Sister Ivy, I came for frankincense and I had messaged you and asked you to send it in the post and you forgot. So I said, I'm going to trot, because I've moved from Northwest 10 to South London for my studies, and I said I need my frankincense and I need it from Ankh, right? So I went in that day. I wasn't even in the shop 5 minutes and the fire broke out. And what is my name? My name is B. Anka. So this is no coincidence, this is no accident. I'm meant to be doing the work, and that's exactly what I am going to do. There's no I've never opened a fire extinguisher in my life. I've worked in healthcare for nearly 10 years. I've never had to use a fire extinguisher, but I used it that day. The fire was too thick, unfortunately, and so said, so done, but I was meant to be there, and I don't know if it sounds crazy, but I was willing to die that day. I'm being honest with you, because I've known Ankh since I trod Rasta, and that's been about 4 years, and Ankh has provided me with all of the tools to make that conscious transition. So I feel as if I owe Ankh Wellbeing Centre my life, and that day I was willing to die. That's exactly what I intend to do, but as Sister said, it's gonna take us youngers to do it. 33 years, that's a long time. Before I was a thought in my parents' head, Ankh has been guaning. So me just come as a little picnic, I have to do my thing, I have to do my works. So the blueprint has been laid. We must trod on. Give thanks.
At the moment it's a private matter, it's a private business, it's private flats. It's not in our hands to actually do things. There will probably grant money down the road when the business is up and running. But now it's a fire investigation's got to take place. We can investigate suspending business rates, because while you haven't got a valid business, you can't, you know, there's no way of paying business rates. But it's something that the current business and the landlord who's got the property above, he's got to answer some questions as well, I think, because I can't understand how a fire spreads through a building and causes so much damage. And no one's actually mentioned hearing smoke alarms. Well, there should have been smoke alarms, and people should have been found lying on the floor through smoke insulation. So there's a lot of questions to be answered by the landlord, as well as what caused the fire, etc. Can I just say something? We weren't told enough information about what was happening. There was bus diversions, and I was on the bus, so I knew what was happening. But we weren't told as councillors, it's only as a local community that we actually knew what was happening. So there are questions that the council does have to answer, but it's not something that the council has the money for to build the business out until it's actually up and running. Another thing you said, there's no black community centre. We've got an unused community centre at the Lily Constantine. It's not.
Did I say there are no black community centres?
Yeah, well, you mentioned we've got an Ethiopian one, we've got a Romanian one. Yeah. The Lily Constantine has frustrated us because it's been open for about 6 months, but it's not open.
Okay, so.
And you mentioned you wanted to do healthy food. It's got a commercial kitchen. It's an opportunity for you.
Okay, so can I just address that? First of all, we could run through all the different communities that have the business. It really isn't helpful to say some of the comments that you mentioned. So we didn't say that we don't have a community centre. this isn't about Larry Constantine and all of the, because that's a whole different meeting, but that's not the one that we're having today, and so it's not really helpful to have conversations about the kind of political aspects of other building, because that's not really what we're talking about here today. If you want to have that conversation, I'm more than happy to have that conversation with you, but in this space that's not very useful. But thank you for letting us know that we need to have some communication with the council, that there might be some stuff that they can do. Thank you for that. I think Ivy wanted to respond. Do you still need to respond? No, okay. Thank you, Janice.
I don't really like talking on it, especially when everyone looks, but you know me very well. Likewise with your comment there, about places, you got me through a lot. You know I help you. I work on behalf of Brendan for local parks. I've never met this woman before, so I don't remember your name. I'll speak to the managers and the people that I need to speak to and see what they can do, but I don't think they'll really be able to help, because they don't help with businesses that you own yourself or private landlords. But I'll speak to you separately about that, and my plan is here to help you get rid of anything moving forward. And I'm going to shut up, so yeah.
Thank you very much for coming.
I can go into my home and find everything I need in terms of family gifts, and you're quite right. This time of the year, I could get everything for my family. My name's Christine Wellington, and I'm 29 years supporting communities, grassroots communities, to uplift themselves. So our health is in our hand. We sat and we delivered sessions around our health being in our hand for the last 3 years in this borough. Councillors know me, community know me. I'm just warmed to be here with you, and I'll do whatever I can do to support. Brother over there who talked about the importance of doing for self. So I've gone out to find a A3 sheet. I want to take everybody's skills. Is it a legal skill? Is it a practical skill? What can you offer? Some of the ideas that have come up so far have made me think about franchise. We need a Ankh Wellbeing franchise, so that those young people who are inspired, who have got programs that could be delivered online, can deliver it. We need an academy for the Ankh Wellbeing Centre. There's so much. I have to address the point about funding though, because I think that was wrong. I think it was wrong, and I'll tell you why. When voluntary organisations from the African heritage community raise money to deliver activities in the wonderful community centre that has just been built, and we say it's been underused, there's a factor and there's a reason why it's underused, because we have to generate the money to deliver the activities, pay for the volunteers, not staff, salaried, volunteers and sessional workers. So we have to generate money for the centres to be used. So to just say it's underused is not taking on board the fact that the persons who are from the African heritage community, there's data and statistics to support it, are the most under-supported communities. Health, in education, in housing, and employment, we are the most underserved communities. So to leave us with that blame, I can't walk away with that, and I needed to come up and address that. So I now work for a company, and we're talking about opening funding doors. There are funding doors available to our community, but they're often less. And Blaise, Patricia will know that I keep talking about the funding doors. So we do need to come together. We do need to not compete with each other. We need to trust each other. And we're working on initiatives. Picture Palace is up the road. It's not Picture Palace, it's not today, but we are bringing the community together to help themselves. So come and see us. I've got Carol over here. Carol, we haven't seen each other for years. This is how long we haven't seen each other. This is how long. This is how long. So I want you to come over and speak to Kaz and myself and share your skills, share your insights and ideas for improvement, and we'll take this to the next level. Thank you for your time.
Last comment, and then we're going to go to the... has turned up today. Thank you to the drummers. Hopefully they can do some drumming while you guys are mingling. And it leaves me to say nothing else but I'm your girl Blaise, and I'm out.